Ghana Speaks Up next, or just gone past, I want to deliver the message into Iran. Abraham no kesen koma kojo a wono ne medi eni na no se bibi wo mu a ebebo a mesrew bomodin na contact wo okay na wo muntimi enyama ebebo a wo so bebre ebetimi so edenioma akoyi ama especially around this time here ye ba bewura eye bronya bremu no ebetimi abo bebre tisha no so mame why before medru me politics of today some religious belts. After just, Keynes, look into the space. After just a few days of signaling the upcoming frontline major religious exposé set for next year, one thing is clear: Ghana is bracing itself. The whispers are loud. The tension is rising from the pulpits to the street corners. From WhatsApp groups to family tables, you can feel it. Just about last year, my boss so say, exposé kesienwa eba na sa exposé no ebefa e Christopher masofufo no ho heribabafo lekususu fo no omo ne eba be ye omo adwuma next year. Ever since a boss, no, and someone may tell my be a quite disturbing though. But near the Omobekano, never stop it here. Now, many times you tried, as it were, you find yourself in Alice of Wonderland. Say, why is it that when we talk about politicians here in this country, people can be so quiet and ask that Kwaku Munko crusade politicians, but when you talk about the men of God, ewo menimwa pekese o mani accident kesi na esi menimwa breach bi na abo ni pebi ntiase. A national reckoning is on the horizon, and many can already sense the tremor of a religious cataclysmic gathering at the door. Ni pebi unze no sadia ebe abi anwohye ne nipa manso eyam ebehwie papa esan se bone no a masofu ni bebre edi no edoso ebi ne yebepa ho ntama akiremo next year. The frontline show would be asking one simple uncompromising question: who in this country stands as a truly genuine man of God? No theatrics, no slogans, no shadows to hide. Ghana deserves clarity, and this time the answer must speak for themselves. Yema mediagro assembiara de yeba beka ho asem no saade na yeba ka ho asem no ese se nwan kasa ema ye answer ese se ma answer wan kasa wo de waso wani ebehwe na wo de etie eno nkomo ene yebedi next year ya start ye bokoko e wo kwam se braise it now ene mo da de bi edi a kirew na se me de na edi kirew wie na se bibi nkasa nkirew so no da bi esomwa eye Kristo somwa masofo yi aboboma no edi mo ekogu asoro yi maka kirew enya asoro bi na omo ne mo ye wo ho na emum ayakonuasa won betimi ammo nipa ede asem bi emu na da akohwie ato ede ato nipa triso na omo nie humobro eni abadaye as well as our politicians ni abadaye no what we hear say the church of God is the safe haven a obetimi adwane akọ. I'm sorry ohono kra na eyehu wo ye empateku wono ye demons wono ma hyehyɛ demonic clothes no no kra pe wa sell more than or politicians. Hwade bi esi enje bia call it perhaps barely about 5-6 years ago during the COVID-19 pandemic. Something became painfully obvious in this country when fear filled our streets and families were desperate for home. Silence echoed from many who claimed spiritual authority. Not one prominent voice rose with a message of true national comfort, true sacrifice, or genuine intervention for the suffering masses. Ni ente ha 2019 me de wo ko back na ma kire wo ya ye ka bebre mu hu obo obi sofo din pay rade na anu ya me ba na me bo wan osofo no mo friend is saying what's his name, oh that self style whatever events and bodi nya meche hey just a mo just say hey na mo friend some asofo ne you want to believe them to be say when we are angels of life and angels of light. Damn! What 2019, 2020 at the Kasibi Siomemo and COVID-19. Me pese mi bisaw. Wo so for now ni na esom. Wo so for wo kona sorry. Wo so for ni na bompaye. E de ba na montuo e na so for no. Oye e de e kire wo say yes. Wo yo nyankopon nipa na nyame asra ne ngo. Fa wo so for no to nchen. Afi come to all those men of God, big ones, unimum. From the big ones, from the patriarch to the last, unimum. Check them. Many of them that you know, womumu niye hine, and womutimi display say yes, they are in charge. God has anointed them with an authority to do what? To arrest the COVID, to pray for the church members. So many Ghana for the bomb paye, and now one more could drain Independence Square, and then their foolish talk, as they will say, quote and unquote, God has anointed me to come and preach to you. God is saying I should come and tell you this. God is saying, how many of you in your church auditoriums did that man of God look at your faces and told you that God is asking, said, all of you, mumegada, no for anointing oil, and fancy so mutiso, na COVID no, in free onko. We were in this country. Hundreds of families perished. Enipa wusem koko. Enipa ma wusem koko. Ewo memwa. And yet, these your men of God were here in this country. And all of them were silenced. Guess what then happened? After their silence, yet, in that same moment of national struggle, offerings, collection, still flowed. Mobile money burst. The faithful gave, and many spiritual leaders received with remarkable comfort and quiet confidence, even as the nation gaped. Ghanaians watched, and the questions born in that silence have not died. Have we been following shepherds or beneficiaries? Men of God or men of convenience? When is it bizarre? COVID nimuno when we see here. This your foolish men of God. This Babylonian men of God. This Pharisees for okay. Sa Pharisees for our madane self-style for ya. Omukute dia kese we. They were interested in ensuring, say, even in the midst of the struggle, the whole world struggling for survival. Human beings, try see a best survive in the midst of covenant. There be these your self-style crooks, animal men of God, were in this country ready for what? For your offering. To the extent that many of the big churches at the end of the year, they were passing numbers all around to the church members. They were not sympathizing with Ghanaians. No, yariye kesia beto wiasia. Omen biara ebre, omen biasia pene. Ni yeshe say he fani yemfa. No, your men of God were busy sending mobile money all through many churches, from the big down. Say monfa offering no monfa fa so famro mofie abodan for e wudi for. Oh ye foolish Galatians, these are the men of God in this country. May say your men of God 99.99. read my lips. You think I'm scared of them? And in the 2 days so me say this time we will invite all of you to come. Obi a wudi be pie ni ye be fro bra oba fine one man so Ghana for na be hu. We will not allow you people. You think we should only go after politicians? No. Any man of God, who identity and who sunu by na mo kra ne de boni amu di na chi politicians no because mo de an say mo mano bebre ya tete mo techere maso a munim kasa de na mo le nipa edi begu aso dem you hypnotize them with religious falsifications and lies. When we do me COVID say mo refi Ghanaians mo refi. Many of you paid your tithes, many of you paid your offerings through the mobile phone, yet you were on your sick bed suffering from the COVID-19. Was suffering to me bomb payama. This is not an attack on faith. Listen, this is not an attack on faith. Ghana is a deeply spiritual nation. And from what? A deeply spiritual nation. And faith strengthens us. But it is time to separate devotion from what? Exploitation. Oh yes. We need to separate devotion from what? Exploitation. What your men of God are doing here in this country, 99.99% of them are doing what you call religious exploitation. They know that your mind is weak. We have fickle. Yadwinimu emu ha. Ene bebre so they be ameka kire Adia nipa bibini betimi adia ye ninu bibini after bronini koe no after 1837 or what of the abolition of the slave trade. First of all, slave trade no omode baye no dia no omode baye womo de som e no omode baye womo timi be wicked. They use religion and they use it to weaken the foundation of the black consciousness. When they succeeded and they transported millions and thousands of blacks to the Europeans, to the Western world, then the black man said, oh, so this is our weakness. Then we started perpetuating this religious wickedness onto ourselves. Abrochuana woteno Ghana now show unko se bibini broni wa engage ni nua broni said ye before and the yeka say Ghana ha masofo ne buswa every okay according to UN research okay every house me I don't know. But almost okay, if you know every 10th house is almost likely to become like a church. A church, okay, a dining now, but kind of the atosu do it's likely say, yeah, sorry. And your factories, oh no, and your factories, they are not helping the nation to build factories. Oh, okay, almost say, oh, and I sorry, no, we must see university. One of the foolish talk I don't want to hear. And Otabel University of Western, so mukoni free. ICGC members, wamuko university ni free. Methodist University, wamuko ni free. Unza, yeah. Mebwa. Yet there are people in Methodist, there are people in ICGC. They all pay tithe. And Chomunya said, ICGC members, core members, will be what? 50% discount. Namu amu outside this mumetia. And so here, Sanetia. All the money go into the hands of wine. Dr. Mensa Otabel. Yes, religious exploitation. Womuria, no more the Adibia, womo friend franchise. And ne, asofuni bebrado mu yene say franchise. Franchise ni saying office wajidi. Into ni din eba be si asori amount. Ye de build ye be billboard. E de atwo ni picture di bibia boso. Busumi bia na masese skefi asori na mo de akomoso for penino. Abodan for all ye foolish Galatians. Evil people, and you want us to keep quiet, and you continue to destroy the people of God. Oh, you know what? Leave them. After God's own time, God will deal with them. God will deal with you. You think that's how God behaves? He has created us and given us power to discern. And when you are not discerning, and the men of God are destroying God's flocks, and he said we should keep quiet and allow God to come in. Bible religious exploitation, sincerity from performance, and service to God from service to pocket. And as the front line prepares its upcoming investigation, one truth stands: tell those who claim divine authority must leave it, not sell it. Asofo bebramu o memua. Ever since I share Igbo for nsemiasie, menka asase menjemo. Onyankopon ni cheni, na nipompo ni cheni ni nan ya. Ene Yankopon e. Asofo mo memu nim se. Igbo ni a wabetro mem hei. Wode oye nani atete ene bone ene ode abo omemu ha ogu nsa. Na yankase de na ye guru kra ye huni sen. Mama Quine Wabetan, all these big men of God, Ubia Kananwatum, they are when you are weeping, when you are calling on the president, instead of them to also call on the president for us to do the right thing. No, when the citizens are yearning for help and again crying for where help cometh from, the same men of God are those that I say, no, I exploited the small money from you because they always want to live lavish life. Yet so mema, Shadibi Anthony Kwadwo Boakye, the late Anthony Kwadwo Boakye. A kwan odi nipa fa so, wo gina na sorry them. No office on open no control. Me ka sama chemu plane. Na me ka chem say me see maye ready. Anthony Kwadwo Boakye, those who know this story know. Gina na sorry them. Office on no control the largest congregation. Anthony Kwadwo Boakye gina ka chen in sorry ma say, "Mommy mompa ya ma branch no tisa if you didn't so ye bo areto and it was the very first time I met this atwi kasa no areto ama mi Kwaku akona metia. Obodam areto before his own eyes. Anthony Kwadwo Boakye theater form, and I was also I remained the only journalist. I broke the news to Ghanaians. Oh yes. Me and me breaking news in my Ghana for say Mosofu Penino what theater form. And once I started giving the chronicle of the ailment. Later me akwame babe catch Ghana for mommy mompa ma papa no. You see, your men of God do not want to accept the fact that the religious exploitation is too much and they need to stop it. Ghana krone emrawom, but you see, the politicians and the men of God are lining up say and ready to crush the citizens until some people will make it so. No, we will not allow politicians, we will not allow the men of God. The laws of the country must work, and we must not allow a group of people to have a field day and destroy God's nation. How? And you man Anthony Kwadwo Boakye Sakaso Resurrection Church. Come on, look, it was something. Didn't you know Anthony Kwadwo Boakye? Now I'm giving you something that you need to know. Anthony Kwadwo Boakye's one of the best friends in the political circles was one now former President Kwaku Annan. My dear, no me can say when Anthony Kwadwo Boakye fell, I didn't go to hospital that was giving the chronicle of Neyariano. Do you know what happened? Former President Kwaku Annan called on his own wife, Director of Communication, Eugene Ayen. I dare him. He should come and tell me, Mr. Meboa, President Kwaku Annan, Gina Heathrow Airport, called your friend is saying, Nipieno, what's his name? Eugene Ayen said, call Kwaku Annan and tell him, say, Onya Anthony Kwadwo Boakye Hwasemka. Madeno, President friend say, I don't Kwaku Annan, what I say. Eugene Ayen so, Kobisano, because I have the tape there. Na me dear woman, so Mumma Mekanche say Kwaku Annan. President Kwaku Annan did not call. Mademo, Mumma Mekanche, Mr. Meboa. The late Anthony Kwadwo Boakye acting Nasro, he was almost threatening many of his men. And Anthony Kwadwo Boakye remained a man of God in this country, openly threatening his men of God, threatening church members. One for collection and bar, one for we are ma, mina mema oba, ebano, mekunu. One be yesia, mayo say, opening threatening. And I have to even call the CID at the time when what's the name of this man? Oh, the former CID director, we have to make official complaints. Why are you turning religion into this? Religious church, open threats to your members. Anthony Kwadwo Boakye remain. All because he has so much close allies within the political circle and the best friend, any Akufo Addo. And Akufo Addo could call me say, me nyai Anthony Kwadwo Boakye Hwasemka. Me says yeah. So when we be our politicians and your men of God, the diagonal line on Namso, all leading you and I into a distraction. Yes, because election time, they go for them. They go. It means that they know that they don't have any power. It's all lies. Sika. It is not. They are leading you to perdition. Case close. They are not leading you closer to anywhere God. Sika. There's this episode I need to tell you, and there's this two men of God. Two men of God, those who know the story know. There was this big all-night beer near Yen Wakraha. We call it the all-night family. There was something I was doing at that all-night family. So every Friday, Biano, I was there. So all-night family near Yen Wa in Sunanoho, Bathing Power. When we nim Bathing Power, there was this all-nighter near Yen Wa Bathing Power Hall. Your friend all-night family. Why not know Dano? Reverend Ampia Kofi. And there was another, powerful prophet called Nana Sarkodie. Guys, Nana Ampia Kofi Nana Sarkodie. Great guy. Sarkodie, I salute him. This guy, so great. Nana Sarkodie. And he's so great. But I tell you, those who know Nana Sarkodie and Reverend Ampia Kofi were so close, very close, every Friday. Or yes, all night. Go and find out. Ebane say, and Nana Sarkodie. Now today, what our committee 20? Oh yeah, now sorry, beautiful, so great. Why? Because I said didn't Papi Mubai. The breakaway of wine of this prophet Nana Sarkodie and Ampia Kofi was nothing that can be described to be that of them. They were not understanding themselves in terms of religious philosophy or religious whatever. It was because of money. Yes, because of money. Nana Sarkodie beba be ye program no. Ni nipa beba. Ne woman na be hwe se wo Nyankopon fie ne ya banti ye mfa sika nto ho no. Ye wia ne ya mesika no so de ama obi no no de ko. Why? So, between the two, me see me bien some so actual I say exposé number here. But Sarkodie has to separate. I saw train on walk. One train on so just because of say it was because of what money. Ampia Kofi and Nana Sarkodie. Muni ma so from Babe Kans asem. Dan kwa Williams mi na be Kans asem will be anto ye because of money. Religious what? Exploitation and covetousness. Ashema so for ma akronfo. Sarkodie akotin when the Owo Committee 20 doing fantastic job. Why can't you exalt God through the ministry and make God's name be exalted rather than you want to exalt yourself? Why? Adendia, and all the big men, about 99.99 of your big men in this country, and sorry, go and check. Check no. Either send the first son or the first daughter, and any predecessor after he's dead and gone. Go and check if I'm lying. Oh yes. I dare them. They should come and tell you that Kwaku Annan is lying. If you want, go to Registrar General. I have the report. All these big men of big churches that you know. All the big churches, especially the charismatic churches. One man charismatic churches. Go and check. Why them no me predecessors?